Hey, I'm at booth number 533 with our old friend Tom Killion, you've been coming to the Sausalito Art Festival for a few times, right?
35 years. Yeah.
35 years consistently?
No, on and off.
Yeah.
But really pretty consistently since the mid-90s,
Yeah.
since I moved back to California. Mhm.
Okay. And now you're in Point Reyes, is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, I live in Marin. I grew up right around here and went to Tam High, grew up in Mill Valley, and moved off to Santa Cruz when I was young, and lived down there for a while, and then I lived a lot of other places, and then came back to California in the mid-90s and started doing Sausalito. Probably 95 I did it, and even 94. And I think I've done it pretty consistently since then.
Nice.
Yeah.
And can you talk a little bit about what you do? I'm a big fan of woodcuts, and I saw some of your samples here on the wall, and it was pretty exciting.
Yeah. Well, I sort of take an old Japanese technique of woodblock printmaking, where you carve a key block. So I always start with a sketch in the field, and I do mostly landscape, and so I then reverse that onto the key block, and the key block is the sort of the template for the whole print. And then for the color ones, I make color blocks for all the different layers of color in the print, and then I print it with oil-based ink on a little hand printing press that I learned how to do that kind of printing when I was doing handmade books down in Santa Cruz. So I kind of mix East and West.
Okay.
You know, Japanese paper, Japanese tools, Japanese wood, and a German printing press with oil-based inks. So.
And you have various little tools for the carving?
Yeah, Japanese hand tools made for woodblock carving. And learning how to sharpen those is another skill.
Okay. It's an art form in itself.
Yeah, well, a craft, yeah.
You want to talk about this piece a little bit, since it does have some history with this art festival?
Well, this piece I actually made it's an 11-color woodblock print, and I made it specifically for them to use as the poster in, I think it was 2009, and then it was a very popular print, and so when the 60th anniversary came around last year, they actually decided to use it on the sides of all the Golden Gate Transit buses, and I think it was even on a billboard on Lombard Street, and so I got, thanks to Sausalito, a lot of exposure for my work, and somebody from Levi Strauss saw it and decided they wanted to use some of these, not this image, but some of my images behind their mannequins in their store windows. And that definitely wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Sausalito. And over the years, Sausalito has been a great show for me, because I've had these, you meet people that you wouldn't meet anywhere else, because people have heard of the Sausalito Art Fair. I do a bunch of outdoor shows, but they've heard of it and they come. So someone came once from Sunset Magazine and met me and decided to do an article on me that I was featured in Sunset Magazine 10 years or more ago. Yeah, so Sausalito, I love it. I'm very happy to always do this show.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Sausalito seems to be really good to artists, and the festival is really good to people. Now we want to, if people want to find you or find your work, you have a website, or do you have a studio or someone?
Yeah. Really, around the North Bay, a lot of people know my work already, and my website's just my name.com, tomkillion.com.
I like your little symbol, your little TK. It almost looks like a Toyota symbol.
When I was a kid, I got enamored of Japanese woodcut prints, and I always wanted to make things that looked like Hokusai's views of Mount Fuji, the 36 views of Mount Fuji of Mount Tamalpais.
Sure.
And so one of the first things I got into was trying to design a little chop mark. And Toulouse-Lautrec, another European that loved Japanese prints back in the 19th century, he had a little TL in a square. So I tried it in a square, but the TK looked better in a circle. Yeah. So thanks to
it took me a second to figure it out, but then it jumped out at me.
That was one of those things I worked out when I was a teenager, the kind of thing that teenage boys like to do. That kind of
scribbling on your homework notebook cover or something.
Yeah, I think I did it in French class. I mean, I remember that the French teacher gave me an F, but he said my drawings were really good.
Well, welcome back. It was great to meet you. And once again, booth number 533, it's Tom Killion, and he's got some pretty amazing stuff that you should come and check out here at the Sausalito Art Festival 2013. And hopefully we'll see you in future festivals.
I'll be here next year for sure. Thanks.
Thank you.